Hey, what's up? I'm Tony Hawk, pro skater. I'm here at Amoeba in Hollywood, and I'm gonna show you what's in my bag. My bag is heavy, so get ready. Trying to go into my history of music and where things started for me. This right here was my first concert. The Cars, San Diego Sports Arena. This tour, Shake It Up. Like as soon as I hear the drum set, clack, 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 I get transported straight to there. It was like the first time I had seen a band live. I didn't know that it would sound almost exactly the same. Everyone smoking weed in the parking lot. It was just all like this whole new world to me, and I'm so thankful that my older brother brought me there, and that's what older brothers are for, right? For those kind of experiences. So this album, top to bottom, love it. Since You're Gone, Shake It Up, Cruiser. People started saying new wave. When you think of what is new wave? The Cars. I mean, the Cars were a force. It's all night. Keep it beat. Don't you worry about doing nothing. Shake it up. Shake it up. In my world, in my culture, there was a lot of punk rock music that stemmed from skating, that was connected to skating. I remember anywhere I went at the skate parks, and there were very few in the 80s, all the parks, the soundtrack was just punk music. Dead Kennedys and Sex Pistols and Black Flag and X and Circle Jerks and 999, Buzzcocks. But I feel like the Rezillos were way underappreciated. This album, top to bottom, amazing punk rock music. I was fighting for these guys to be on the soundtrack from day one. I recommend anyone go check them out. These are some deep cuts. Can't stand the Rezillos. Good one. The decline of Western civilization, the punk years, this is the first of the trilogy. This is the one that mattered to me the most. This is documentation of punk's formative years. You know, Circle Jerks, X, Black Flag, Fear, Germs, Desire, Alice Bag Band. This was punk. Just from the beginning, when they start reading the disclaimer, it would be like a release that you would sign these days, but it's just the lead singer's like, please be advised
that by your entry upon these films,
you are consenting to being photographed.
Which means they're gonna take photos of your ugly faces, right?
I love it. It's truly punk. And I have this funny connection with Circle Jerks in that I was skating at Marina Del Rey skate park as an 11-year-old, scrawny little kid, unsponsored, trying to learn how to skate the dog bowl where all the gnarly Dogtown and Z-Boys rode. Completely intimidated, out of my element. I was from San Diego. And all of a sudden, this horde of punkers started walking in. So this is probably like 80. And then they all started standing this one bowl that I was near. I was like, what is going on? And then this photographer is over taking photos, and that is the cover of Group Sex.
Get out of town. You were there for that. Oh my God.
I'm just out of frame with my skateboard, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And then the Circle Jerks played. That's my story.
That's incredible.
It's pretty cool. And then speaking of Circle Jerks and punk, this I feel like is one of the best movies of all time and totally underappreciated. Of course, the music's amazing because it's a punk rock soundtrack, top to bottom. Iggy Pop wrote Repo Man, wrote the title track.
I was a teenager. dinosaur. Stone down obsolete. I didn't get fucked and I didn't get kissed. I got so fucking pissed.
The humor is biting. Emilio Estevez, Harry Dean Stanton. The story's ridiculous, but it's also great.
Wow, that was intense.
Repo Man's always intense.
My wife's from Detroit. She used to watch this movie pretty much every night before she went out downtown Detroit, causing trouble at the punk clubs.
Sometimes people just explode. Natural causes.
So this is something that we share, and we quote it still endlessly.
What's your favorite quote?
My favorite quote, I don't know why I think it's so funny, but somebody pissed on the floor again?
You're all Repo Man.
What if we are?
Somebody pissed on the floor again.
Maybe he's looking for a job.
It's like, it happens so often. You know, it's a regular occurrence, and he's just annoyed by it, but no one's gonna clean it up, and it wasn't piss, but I don't know why, that cracks me up. I got you guys laughing, so I know it's a good one.
No explanation. No point in looking for one either. It's all part of a cosmic unconsciousness.
Okay, my last punk album. Of course, London Calling is considered the Clash's best, probably complete work, but they had so many great songs through all the albums they did. I mean, they do have the best of London Calling, Safe European Home, which was kind of a deep cut.
They got the funk, they got the palm trees. They got the weed, they got the taxi.
Armageddon Time, Brand New Cadillac, Clamp Down, I used for one of my skate videos. You know, Sandinista was kind of experimental. Combat Rock had its own vibe. This is the Clash hits back. These are the hits. Play the hits. Joe Strummer was playing in LA, and I was trying to go, but I had too many obligations, things were crazy. But I remember thinking, like, I really should go see Joe Strummer, because I never got to see the Clash live, and he passed away like 2 months later. And I loved all of his music, even the Mescaleros.
Mona Lisa on a motorcycle can.
I also loved what Mick Jones did, Big Audio Dynamite.
Situation now when rush for a change of atmosphere.
So many influences and so many directions and pioneering sounds came from these guys. They're our punk rock Beatles. Pixies were another just force in our world. When Surfer Rosa came out, there was obviously something different there, but I feel like this is when the Pixies kind of came into their own.
Don't know about you, but I am on track.
This whole album, top to bottom. I mean, there was one tour, we were using our delivery van. There were like 6 of us just driving to skate shops where they would put up a bunch of jump ramps and stuff in their parking lots because there were no skate parks. This is like 93, 94. And when I was driving, this album was definitely being played, sometimes more than once on one drive.
As breathing flows, my mind succeeds. I bleed.
You know, the guys in the back, some of them kind of got sick of it, but most of them learned to love it. Andrew Reynolds was a little kid back then. And when I would be the driver and I'm trying to go through music, he'd like, let's hear Man is 5. Pixies fans will understand.
If man is 5, then the devil is 6, then the devil is 6, the devil is 6.
And I remember that exact tour, this album too, Tribe Called Quest. This album is so great.
Yo, microphone check 1, 2, what is this? The 5-foot assassin with the roughneck business. I float like gravity, never had a cavity. Got more rhymes than the one that's got family.
And this is when everything kind of changed in hip hop too. In no way am I some historian on hip hop, but I do remember when this came out, it was something completely new, something different, different direction, different types of lyrics.
If you can't hear it, then get the wax utensils. Write my rhymes straight up, don't get with no fancy stencil. The rhymes be getting sweet, we stay away from talk. A perfectionist at work, perking up the art.
These 2 albums on that tour, Madonna, Immaculate Collection, and Kraftwerk Techno Pop. Those were the 4 albums that were just in rotation. If I was driving, that was it.
I like the Madonna pick, unexpected.
Madonna Immaculate Collection was when we were getting close to our destination. You know, no one had phones back then or maps or anything. So I knew when we were less than an hour from our destination, I would put on Madonna, and that alerted everyone that we're getting close to where we're going to be. So when the Immaculate Collection comes on, Madonna brings us home.
Come on, let's celebrate. Just one day out of life. It would be so nice.
On that note, this album was a game changer.
I don't think I can handle. She goes channel to channel, home looking for that hero. She watched Channel Zero.
The sort of marriage of rock and hip hop or whatever, you know, you could say that was Run DMC and Aerosmith or Anthrax and Public Enemy, which was on our soundtrack. This has the original Bring the Noise.
Soul control beat is the father of your rock and roll. Music for watching, for witching. You call a band, man, making the music abuse it, but you can't do it, you know. You call them demos. But we ride demos too.
I remember being on tour in Australia when it came out, and half of teenage kids were wearing this shirt. This is powerful. Amazing.
Don't book up the new school rap game. Writers treat me like Coltrane, insane. Yes to them, but to me, I'm a different kind. We're brothers on the same mind, unblind.
Chuck D is a force. In fact, he narrated a biography of The Clash that I recommend anyone check out. It's like 8 parts. It's fascinating. And he feels his kinship with Joe Strummer. Big fan, Chuck D still.
I roll with the punches so I survive. Try to rock cause it keeps the crowd alive. I'm not ballin', I'm just calling. But I'm past the days of yes, y'allin'.
This was my introduction to what is known as industrial music. In fact, I didn't know it was called industrial music. I just knew that I loved this album. Don't get me wrong, I loved the first Ministry version, the electronic with Sympathy.
I cannot get enough. You touch me, baby.
You know, it was very 80s, it was very new wave, and then they came out with this, and I got it almost the first day, and I was like, what is this noise? I love it. Stigmata was seared into my brain. I went home, turned it all the way up. Then eventually went to the record store and I said, do you have any more Ministry? They go, that's in that industrial section. I was like, industrial? That's what it's called. And then I went on to discover 9 Inch Nails. My life was complete. I didn't actually look for it, but there's a 12-inch of Burning Inside that I think is probably the seminal Ministry track.
What is it about? Is it the 12-inch version that you...
12-inch version of Burning Inside is just so much better and so much different than the album version. And it's not like some self-indulgent remix thing. It's actually like amazing.
I see the evil in your silent eye as it comes right through the sky. Burning inside.
This is arguably one of the funniest movies ever made. The most ridiculous storyline.
I'm going over the fence, and I'm not coming back till I find a dead body.
Tom Hanks in his prime of comedy.
The old man next door. We don't know where the hell he is.
Sorry!
Rick Dugman steals the show. One of the founders of Skull Skates, by the way. Rest in peace.
Ray, do you want him to take your family, kidnap them, tear their livers out, and make some kind of satanic pate?
No, I'm not going to listen to this.
Ray, you're chanting.
If this movie is on any channel, whatever, we're stuck watching it. You know, you have those movies? This one, quoting it endlessly. Any of Bruce Dern's lines.
That piece of scum barking rat of yours is just taking his last dump on my lawn.
Whoa!
Or Take Me to the Hospital, I've Been Blown Up.
I've been blown up! Take me to the hospital!
When I get hurt, I'll come home and I'm bleeding or, you know, I sprain something and then I just lay on the couch and I tell my wife, take me to the hospital, I've been blown up. But I don't really go to the hospital very often. I try not to.
Go slow, huh? Safety is my middle name.
I thought his middle name was Lewis.
And then speaking of movies my wife and I share, of course, David Lynch, who was one of the most amazing filmmakers, passed away recently. This was my favorite work of his. When this came out, I loved it so much that I had a VHS to VHS, whatever, pirating system, I don't know what you want to call it. And I had a VHS tape with only my favorite parts of this movie. So it was like a 30-minute version of Wild at Heart. My wife Kathy and I dressed up like them for Halloween about 10 years ago. Nobody got it.
Oh.
We got it. I had someone make me a snakeskin jacket.
For me, it's a symbol of my individuality and my belief in personal freedom.
Thank you, David Lynch, for this, for everything. This album, debut, wow. I loved the Sugar Cubes. I knew, obviously, that Bjork was the lead singer, and then when she went on her own and did this, everything about this album sounded so great. She was just taking it all in a new direction. She always has. I mean, she's just such a pioneer, and she's all over the place. Even that song recorded live at the Milk Bar toilets, I've always intrigued, what does that mean? And it really does sound like they were just playing some instrumental in a bar, and then she went into the bathroom to sing the chorus. There's more to life than this. It's amazing.
I could bring my little ghetto blaster. There's more to life than this.
And I still listen to it all the time. So thank you, Bjork.
And there is no
I saw this as I was walking by it and had to grab it. A band from France that only does lounge covers of punk and alternative, and they're all amazing. But I mean, look at this. Killing Moon, Echo and the Bunnymen, Ever Fallen in Love, Buzzcocks.
Ever fallen in love with someone, ever fallen in love with someone, ever fallen in love with someone you shouldn't fallen in love with.
Heart of Glass, Dancing with Myself, Fade to Grey. Who covers Visage? Blue Monday.
Tell me how do I feel? Tell me now, how do I feel?
And Ghost Rider, Suicide. I mean, this is pretty amazing. I don't know how I find this stuff.
Ghost Rider, Ghost Rider, Ghost Rider.
And let's see, last and definitely not least, this is my favorite Tom Waits album. I discovered Tom Waits through my older brother, who is a massive fan, as is his wife, from day one, 70s and 80s. And I feel like this album, just every single song, Big in Japan, Get Behind the Mule, Eyeball Kid, this album is so great.
Get up and going down over a quid. Everybody will want to see the eyeball kid.
Tom Waits is still just a mystery to everyone. It's like he's the most core without putting any effort into it. In terms of his approach to music, he's just unbending. He doesn't compromise in what he does. He experiments endlessly.
Always keep a diamond in your mind. You got to get behind the mule. Morning the cloud. Got to get behind the mule.
There's this great scene in the movie Coffee and Cigarettes where he sits down with Iggy Pop and they have a conversation that's a little bit combative.
You know, my friends call me Jim, and you call me Iggy.
Look, I'm sorry I'm late, Jim.
And they're both arguing over whether their songs are on the jukebox. And neither one is, because that's how it is. And it's amazing.
The world is not my home. I'm just a passing through. You got to come on up to the house.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, Tony.
Sure.
We are so happy to have you in today.
I was happy to be here. Thank you. It's a lot of pressure. I mean, musically, there's a lot to live up to with our soundtracks to our video games. A lot of people will tell me that got them into punk, ska, hip hop, whatever else. So I know I come with that legacy behind me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I chose a lot of that music, but not all of it. And so I'm not going to take full credit for it. So when you have me come and try to represent my musical interests, there's a lot more to it here. So I hope I did it justice. I appreciate you guys for still selling music, physical product, like hold on to and look at the cover sleeve. And that era it's not forgotten, but it's just not what it was. Thanks to you guys, it still exists and you guys are supporting it. I mean, I could be here for all day. It would be a problem.
Thank you for helping to shine a light on the fact that physical media still exists. And we are so stoked to have you.
Yeah, that was fun.